What if you've actually met your true twin flame and you don't even know it yet? And I'm going to share with you 8 signs that you possibly have. And don't worry, if you have not, you can take the test below to see if you're ready for them and ready to attract them into your life. Hi, I'm Kanisha, and I'm going to share with you just 8 signs that you need to know and whether or not you have met your true twin flame. I have moved through all of these and I am in union with my true twin flame. And when I look back on my journey, I am just appalled with how intensely accurate these signs are. When I came to know who my true twin flame was, he was actually in my life for quite some time before I had even really allowed myself to look at him as my twin flame. I had in my mind this set idea of what my twin flame was going to look like, how he was going to come to me. And ultimately, I had to really let go of attachment and resistance to allowing God to bring into my life my divine counterpart and who was really meant for me. So I'm going to share a little bit about my journey here. The first sign is going to be the same core values. You and your twin flame are going to share the same core values. In my union, our number one core value is family, and then commitment, loyalty, and honesty. And so we really both connected in these spaces, especially around family. I'd found that he was such a family-oriented man, and I really found that attractive, and I love that about him. And I also loved that he was very loyal to his friends. He was committed and fully all in on anything that he did. And those things really resembled who I was at the core. And so with your true twin flame, you're going to share the same core values. So if you don't know what your core values are, then neither is your twin flame because you're one. And this is also how I vetted people when I was exploring connections and getting clear on who my true twin flame was. I would ask them, like, what are your core values? Because I was very clear on what my core values were. And so since I'm one with my twin flame, they would also be very clear on their core values. And when I would vet other people before knowing who my true twin flame was, I would just simply ask, and they would either share their core values and they would kind of line up like 3 out of the 4, or they'd be like, I've never thought about that. And that very clearly was for me to be like, yeah, you're probably not my person. That's okay. And I didn't have to waste time in that space. So get clear on your core values. And when you do that, your twin flame will align with you there. And for me, my twin flame naturally shared his core values with me. And I was just like, oh, wow, like we align here. That's really cool. And I kind of left it at that. When my twin flame came into my life, I automatically kind of put him in soul family like space. I was like, oh, he's here to help me heal and all these great things. And so I really appreciate that about him, but I wouldn't allow myself to really look at him as my twin flame because I was really triggered by him. And I had some really deep upsets around that. So the next thing, number 2 of a sign that would be, this is your true twin flame, is that you have the same vision and dreams. And this was really big for me because I love, again, my core values family. So I love children. I love working with children. And I really have a deep passion for music and theater and art and stuff like that. This was a place where I didn't really get to have a lot of space where I got to share with past partners. And it kind of felt like it was my own thing that I had to just do by myself. But with my true twin flame, he had this vision of being a music teacher. He had a vision of working with kids. He had a dream of being able to help children and love on children from the range of elementary school all the way up to college. And I really thought that was really awesome that he felt that way about the arts, about his career, about wanting to work with kids. That was something I was already doing. And so our life vision already lined up. We got really clear too that he desired children. I had children. And so that aligned. And then we both have a dream to really build a really great community here in the community that we live in. And so when we really got into getting clear on what we wanted our life to look like individually, it really coexisted together and it actually complemented each other perfectly. And there are many places where it's like, wow, like we have the same exact vision and dreams here. Now I have dreams for myself that have to do with my life purpose, and he has dreams for himself as well, but they coexist together. They're complementary to each other, and they're meant to help work together. So for instance, I have a dream to build my business, and I know that with the commission checks that are coming in, I wanted to figure out where could I put some of that commission check and like give back? How can I love on my community? Where can I donate this? Because all money is, for me, is God's money. So I wanted to be able to give a portion of my commission to a space. And so when I sat with it, my dream was to give it back to the music program that loved me so deeply when I was a child. And I was like, how am I going to do that? Like, how can I make sure that it goes directly to the teachers? Well, my twin flame is a teacher. And one day he was talking about how there wasn't enough funds for the music teachers and how he just wished there was some extra funds somewhere to put back into the music program. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like we literally have the same dream here and the same desire here. That's crazy. And so your true twin flame and you are going to find a place where you just naturally align in your dreams and your vision. And if you're clear on your vision and you're clear on your dreams, so will your twin flames. So I hope you see a pattern here of wanting to truly get clear in these places so you can see your twin flame clearly when they come into your life, okay? So as you allow yourself to go deeper here, you will see that they will meet you in those spaces. Number 3 is going to be your lifestyle choices align easily. So coming back to the space, you will find that you and who you are and what you do throughout your daily life and the choices you make for your life will naturally align with your twin flames. And so there will be times in my life where I'm like, okay, I want to do this. Say it's getting back into shape or having a healthier lifestyle. When I really chose to do that, my twin flame would say things along the line of like, I really need to focus on getting my fitness back on track or eating correctly. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. I was just thinking about that today. So because you're one consciousness, your life choices will naturally line up. I spend, again, a lot of time with children. So does he. So for us, we really get to bond in that space. I really love to be creative and do artistic things. And that is part of his life purpose. Being a music teacher, he gets to do those things too. And so our life just naturally lines up. I like to spend a lot of time with my family, so does he. And so we're finding places where we can actually come together, but still do the things that we love to do, but together. So our lifestyle and choices really align very easily because we are created to complement each other and to partner with each other in every aspect of our lives. So you will find that your life naturally aligns with your twin flame. It'll be fairly simple and easy to harmonize them into your life. With that being said, if you're finding struggles in that space, it's because there's somewhere within yourself where maybe you feel you don't fit into their lives. This is something I had to work through for quite some time because my twin flame had such a busy schedule. He was very just involved in so many things in the community, but ultimately at the core of it, it was him distracting himself from really being with himself. So I healed this by choosing to truly be with myself and make space for myself by making space for rest or making space for play instead of work all the time. And when I truly started healing this within myself and within my union, my twin flame schedule really cleared up and he actually started filling that free time with me. So you can do the same by just healing any blocks or misalignments in that space so that you can come into harmony with your twin flame in this space. Number 4 is going to be they feel like home. And I love this. This one is very true. When I first reconnected with my twin flame, we knew each other in high school, but we weren't close or friends or anything like that. We just knew each other through the arts. And I reconnected with him just a few years back. And we ended up having a conversation. And I remember feeling like, wow, this feels really relaxed. This feels like very familiar to me. This feels like I really know him. And there was a moment in that day where we had spent the whole day together with mutual friends where he got really emotional and he just kind of fell apart because he was moving through something really heavy. And I just went and just embraced him. And it was the oddest thing because I've never done this with anyone ever before. Usually when men cry, it makes me really uncomfortable. But with this person, my twin flame, I just went and embraced him. And I just remember feeling like I'm supposed to be here. Like, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I am supposed to love him here. I'm supposed to hold him here. I'm supposed to allow him to just be vulnerable in this space. And after that, there was just this like feeling of wanting to be next to him, and I couldn't understand it. And the more that I relaxed into exploring this connection, the more that I was like, I really feel at home with him. I really feel like I can be my authentic self. I really feel that I can be real with him and that we can both just be very vulnerable and open and honest and authentic. And I really can just be myself. And so when I spend time with my twin flame, I literally feel like I'm just spending time with myself. I feel that at home with myself. I feel very safe and secure. I feel like it can just be my natural self and I am loved. And I don't have to wear a mask or be something that I'm not. And this really allows me to just feel the most comfortable and confident. And so you'll find that you feel really at home with your twin flame. Number 5 is your instant best friends. That is a sign. I'm like trying to think of how I put this, because when my twin flame and I met the first time in high school, we were not instant best friends. We actually were like instant enemies. We didn't like each other. However, that was because I had a really big upset with myself and I really didn't like myself at that time. So in order to be instant best friends with your twin flame, you'll ultimately want to be your own best friend. And so you'll want to ask yourself, do you treat yourself like you would treat your best friend? Do you love yourself the way you love your best friend? If not, then you might have some work to do there. But if you're already building a really great friendship with yourself, you will find that you and your twin flame are naturally best friends very quickly. And once I healed this space, my twin flame and I built a friendship very quickly. And it became very quick where I was like, yeah, he's one of my best friends. Like, I love him. Now he is my best friend. Like, he has really ranked himself up there as my ultimate best friend. And I just adore him in every way. But I had to heal that within myself because he is my perfect mirror. And so if I don't see myself as my own best friend or treating myself that way, then you might find that it feels like you guys don't get along, or there's just too many differences, or that you're not complementary towards each other, but ultimately that's a block. And so if you truly heal that at the core, you will see that they align with you in that space. Number 6 is instant attraction and deepening. Again, and I like this video because for me, and this everyone's union's a little different, and that's okay. There's some unions where there's an instant like attraction. There's like I know you, like a familiarity, but there might be a moment in your union where you feel like you're not attracted to them. That's how I felt about my twin flame at first. I was like, yeah, he's cute, whatever. He's a cool kid. That's how I saw him. That's how I viewed him. But the healing that I was doing was allowing me to see him more clearly. So through spending time with him every single time, it was like a deepening in our relationship, and I was finding myself more attracted to him. And then one day I was just like, I think I have feelings for this person. And that kind of freaked me out at first, but I had to give myself the space to just feel my feelings. And there was just this moment where I was just like, I'm really attracted to him. It actually came after him sharing his feelings and ultimately moving through his own version of the mirror exercise. And he was reflecting over an upset that he had. And I just watched him move through it. And I found it really attractive that he was taking full responsibility of his life and his reality and his feelings, and then coming to a place of peace. And I was just really attracted to that. And so the more time that I spent with him, the more that I just naturally became even more attracted to him. And now I'm just like, oh my gosh, this man, I'm healthily obsessed with my man. I'm not attracted to him. And our relationship just continues deepening and deepening. Now you will have upsets, and know that when you have an upset, it's an invitation to go deeper into love with your twin flame. And so don't be afraid of upsets. They're not meant to throw you hurling into separation. They're an invitation to go deeper into love by clearing the upset, and then you will find that there's love on the other side, and you and your twin flame will naturally go deeper together. It's a really beautiful, beautiful thing about twin flames. Number 7, with is this your true twin flame, a sign of being your true twin flame, is that they are a perfect complement. And this is very true. My twin flame is the perfect complement to me. He is the man version of me, and I love that. And I find this in every way. He complements the way that I dress and look when we're together. We're perfect complements. He complements me in having the strengths where I am weak, and then I have the strengths where he is weak, and we can naturally teach each other and help build each other up in those spaces. I also really love that he is able to really encourage me in places where I don't feel confident, and vice versa. So we are really perfect complements in every way. He is able to really be logical about things where I am more emotional about things. And so he helps me kind of step out of my emotions sometimes and just release attachment to the emotion or the feeling that's coming up and really choose to just move through it. And then there's moments where I have to help him get out of his logical mind and then feel his feelings so that he can move through the upset and get to the next piece. So we really do complement each other in every way. And it's very compassionate for us in this way that we're not carbon copies of each other, because it's not fun to like have a carbon copy of you. And it's a really beautiful thing to have someone who complements you and really is going to enhance who you are by who they are. And then last but not least, number 8 is they mirror everything back to you. And for me, this is very profound because I hadn't had anyone in my life who mirrored back to me not only the things that I was healing, but also the love that I gave myself. And so this was one of the first signs that I had that this is probably my true twin flame, was that he was sharing with me the things that he was moving through and healing. And I was just like, wow, like I just moved through that, or I am currently moving through that. That's crazy. And then listening to him get to where I got to in that same space. So when I got to peace in these places, so did he, and he would share what he received and how he got there. And I was just like, wow, that's the same thing I did too. So that's where earlier I said I thought he was soul family. I kind of put him in that space of like, oh, he's soul family. He's here to help me. Totally cool. But then he started reflecting back all the love that I gave to myself. And he started to pursue me in that way where I was like, ooh, with soul family, you don't start to have like a attraction to them or like a romantic attraction to them. And with him, I just started naturally having a romantic attraction to him. And so I kind of had to allow myself to release attachment and explore him as a potential twin flame or as my potential true twin flame. And when I truly allowed myself to do that and I released resistance, oh my gosh, the overflow of love came through, the romance came through, the friendship came through, all of the understandings of like, wow, we do really align in these places come through. And it ultimately came down to me releasing resistance to who I thought my true twin flame was and really being open for God to show me who that was for me. So if you find that you haven't checked off all these signs yet, that is okay. It's safe to continue exploring, to keep moving forward with allowing yourself to get clear on your values, your dreams, your visions, and what you truly desire in your twin flame. You can write out a love list, but I also highly recommend checking out a Twin Flame Ascension Coach at twinflamesuniverse.com. I'm very grateful for my Ascension Coach because I was very resistant at exploring this person as my twin flame, and she's just like, all these things are happening. We need to allow ourselves to explore this, and I'm so grateful that she helped me do that because I probably would have missed him due to the fact that I couldn't see myself clearly, so I can't see him clearly. But there was a lot of work to be done there, and over time we cleared those blocks, and now we're in union together and looking for a house together. Like, isn't that crazy that you can just clear all those blocks and then naturally just come into union and be together? So I encourage you to receive the support that you need, and I know that this video is going to be very helpful for you. So don't forget to like and subscribe, Thanks for joining me. You guys take care. Bye-bye.